So I just got off the phone with Comcast for about 45 minutes. I was on the phone with them trying to figure out what was going on. Because this morning when I woke up, my internet was blinking. It said it was connected. My router was working. My modem was working. But it said it kept blinking. The two wireless lights were blinking. So I looked up what that meant, and it simply meant that your service had been suspended. So I called them on the phone. I talked to a robot for probably about 25 minutes because that's how customer service works nowadays, is where we have robots on the phone that want you to enter your credit card number and everything, and it's just yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. That's really all you do, and then you enter your credit card number. And anyway, when I called Comcast, I got put through the robot. The robot's like, you lived at so-and-so address. This is your account, blah, blah, blah. Your balance is $655. And I was like, what? $655? And then it was like, your service has been suspended unless you make a payment of $459.99. And I was like, that doesn't even make sense. I've been paying my bill, or at least I thought I had been paying my bill on time for the past, 4 months, but apparently I hadn't been, which is why it was so much. So I was a bit taken back at how much it was, over $600 bill, but little to my surprise is that for some reason, when I moved to this new place 9 months ago, I had Comcast come out here, set me up with a new modem and everything. They are supposed to transfer your previous home address to your new address, and they're supposed to transfer the account to your new address. Well, the thing is that they didn't do that, and I had 2 separate Comcast accounts. So when I logged in this morning to check my Comcast to see why my bill was $600, it gave the address of my old place from 9 months ago, and it gave me all my previous payment history from there, but none of my new payment history was anywhere to be found. It said I had no balance. So when I was logging into my Comcast the past several months, checking my balance, it said no balance because I had at that time an automatic payment set up through my credit card. That's how I like to have it. And I was thinking that my credit card was being charged every single month with my payment. Well, it was kind of my fault that I didn't check my credit card statements, which is something that I'm trying to do now every single month. If I had done that, I would have noticed that. But I honestly thought that my bill was being paid, and it wasn't. But no, the guy comes out here, he doesn't transfer my service, so I'm on the phone and I'm like, okay, so I have a new account number, which you guys didn't tell me. I have a new login information, which you didn't tell me. So what is it? And they're like, I don't know yet. I need to find out what's going on here, because it looks like you have 2 Comcast accounts, and the other one was never transferred originally. And by the way, your login information, you don't have a login information. And I was like, what? What do you mean I don't have it? You're supposed to transfer, but when they set you up with a new address, they're supposed to give you a new username to log into your Comcast account, which they never did. So even if I wanted to pay my bill through online payments or whatever, I wasn't even able to do that because they didn't create an account for me to be able to log in through anything. And what I thought was happening is that when I paid that $400 over the phone, I was like, okay, I didn't get an email alert, I didn't get a notice in the mail, I got nothing. My first thought is when I logged in my account, because it was my old address, I was like, oh my god, I just paid some African American or some Muslim's internet bill. I paid $500 of a bill for someone who lives at my old address. And I was freaking out because I honestly thought that I paid for someone's address, but I spent 45 minutes trying to get this thing fixed. And finally, after resetting my internet 6 times, which was already working to begin with, but apparently they suspended it because I had an outstanding balance. My internet is now officially working, and right now I pay $170 a month, which is a lot of money. It's a ridiculous amount of money, for 20 up and 250 down. I was almost tempted to go with Comcast Business, but I had so many people tell me don't do that. It's not worth the amount that you pay because their 24/7 customer support actually doesn't help and care jack shit about you. Which is exactly what I'm finding, is that Comcast really doesn't give a shit about you, the consumer who's paying for internet. And maybe this is their trick, is where somebody moves, they don't tell you that they don't transfer your profile, so you get an outstanding balance, and then with late payments it just stacks up. So I have late payments that I had to pay. And I tried arguing and telling them that I shouldn't have to pay late payments because you guys never fucking transferred my goddamn profile or my information over to the other account. So how the hell was I supposed to know that I was having an outstanding balance when they didn't send me anything in the mail, which they have my address. They've sent me stuff in the mail, but they don't send me any bills for some reason. Despite me having it set up for them to send me paper bills so I can see and have it on record. I'm someone who's very, very on top of things and like to have record of all my previous bills. No, Comcast didn't do that. They can't even send me a goddamn letter in the mail. And Merry Christmas, or Merry Xmas, because it's not Christmas anymore. What are your guys' Comcast experience? I'm sure that you've had a lot worse than mine.